Thinking about buying a shotgun, but worried you might end up with a total disaster? Imagine grabbing what looks like the perfect firearm, only to discover it's unreliable, poorly built, or even downright dangerous when it counts the most. From models infamous for jamming to those with a history of hazardous design flaws, these are the guns that might just turn your excitement into regret. Stay tuned as we reveal the names, the flaws, and why they're not worth the risk. Number 9. Fabarm STF-12. The Fabarm STF-12 might catch your eye with its high-end Italian design, but don't let the fancy looks fool you. Priced around $1,295 for the base model, it's got all the style, but not all the substance you'd expect at that price. Sure, it's built like a tank with some rock-solid materials, including a deep-drilled, chrome-lined barrel that's meant to last. It's modular, too, with options for swapping stocks and sights. But here's the kicker. All this versatility translates to a shotgun that's needlessly complex to use and a bear to carry at around 10 pounds fully loaded. Don't expect it to play nice with aftermarket parts either. This Italian-made shotgun has limited compatibility with US components, so upgrades aren't as simple as you'd hope. The recoil's as intense as a punch from a heavyweight, and despite the heavy price tag, it's still a pump action. So while it might look like it belongs on a SWAT team, the STF-12 ends up as more of a tactical shotgun rather than a good home defense tool. It's a nice collector's piece, or maybe even a conversation starter. But if you're looking for something that doesn't feel like an over-engineered art piece, there are more practical shotguns out there for less. Number 8. Hatsan Escort AimGuard. The Hatsan Escort AimGuard might look like a budget-friendly deal at around $200, but don't be fooled. Known for its fragile build, this shotgun's foreign rattles like it's about to fall apart, and the stock is so delicate you'd swear it's made from cardboard. The action feels rough, like a rusty toolbox. And it's notorious for jamming, definitely not what you want in a home defense shotgun. Sure, it's got a low price tag, and if you're looking for something to shoot cans in the backyard, it might suffice. But in serious situations, the AimGuard's unreliability and lack of durability make it a gamble. The lightweight design also makes recoil more brutal, so expect a bruising after a few rounds. It's as if this shotgun's only purpose was to prove the old adage, you get what you pay for. If you're after a reliable pump action that won't fall apart on you, consider adding a bit more to the budget. There are also other budget options, like the CZ Bob White G2 that add refinement without straining your wallet too much. The AimGuard may save you cash up front, but with its shaky reliability, it could cost you much more down the line in frustration, repairs, maybe a backup shotgun, or God forbid your life. Number 7. JTS M12AK. The JTS M12AK might look like a beast, combining AK-style visuals with the firepower of a 12-gauge, but it's a bit of a mixed bag in reality. Sold for around $400. It attracts those looking for a budget-friendly semi-auto that mimics the classic Saiga 12. The adjustable gas system gives it versatility with various loads, but good luck getting it to cycle low-powered target shells reliably. Even some heavier loads can be hit or miss until the gun's broken in over a few hundred rounds. The magazine system also needs some finesse to use. Unlike typical AK rock and locks, the M12 requires a finicky double rock motion, which doesn't always feel smooth. While it does come with a pick rail for mounting optics, the weight, almost 10 pounds unloaded, makes it unwieldy for anything beyond a casual range day. And don't expect any fancy finishes. Users report the gun rusts easily if not kept well-oiled. Despite its rugged look, the M12AK is more of a range toy than a reliable tactical tool for home defense or hunting. The inconsistency and rough handling might leave you wanting something better. It's a fun shotgun for plinking, but definitely not built for critical use. Keep it well-oiled, and it may stay decent for recreational shooting, but if you're looking for something dependable, this might not be the one. Number 6. Cobra Terminator. The Cobra Terminator is about as bare-bones as a shotgun can get, and unfortunately, that's not a compliment. This 12-gauge single-shot slamfire beast was built in the late 1980s. Designed to fire from an open bolt, something rarely seen outside improvised firearms, instead of firing by a typical bolt or hammer system. The Terminator's barrel assembly actually slams backward to ignite the shell, creating a recoil experience that's downright punishing. Despite its tough name, this shotgun feels like it's actively trying to hurt its user with every trigger pull. The open bolt system also requires the user to manually remove each shell, adding frustration to an already uncomfortable shooting experience. To keep costs down, and it shows, the Terminator sports a thin, uncomfortable stamped steel stock in minimal finish, prone to heavy recoil and rough handling that can quickly make your shoulder regret the entire ordeal. With a price tag that originally hovered around $100, it's easy to see why it might appeal to budget shotgunners, but its design sacrifices comfort, ease of use, and durability. Nowadays, this shotgun has gained a kind of cult status, not for performance, but for its infamous reputation as one of the worst shotguns ever made. If you're looking for a reliable, comfortable firearm, this is one to leave on the collector's shelf. Number 5. BO Double Barrel. The BO Double Barrel might catch attention for its affordability, but it's a classic example of how cutting costs negatively impacts quality. Typically retailing around $200 to $300, this shotgun is made from cheaper materials, which immediately shows in its rough craftsmanship. Many users report a flimsy feel, with poor fit and finish. Misaligned parts are a common complaint, and it lacks the polished look you'd expect from a double-barrel shotgun. Performance-wise, the BO Double is hit or miss, literally. The action is stiff, making it difficult to break open and reload quickly, and the triggers often feel clunky rather than smooth, which makes shooting feel like a chore. Its lightweight design only adds to the trouble. While it's easy to carry, the recoil hits hard. Most double barrels use a bit of weight to manage recoil, but with the BO, you're left feeling every bit of a kick, a surprise for beginners and seasoned shooters alike. For those in search of a functional double barrel that won't break the bank, there are better budget-friendly models available. The Stoger Condor, for instance, offers more consistent quality in similar price ranges. The BO Double might save you some cash up front, but its build and performance quirks make it a challenging choice for anyone expecting reliability and comfort. Number 4. Winchester Model 1911 SL, aka the Widowmaker. The Winchester Model 1911 SL, also known as the Widowmaker, is really just a collector's piece. But for home defense, don't bother. It's one of the deadliest shotguns ever made, more deadly to its owner than the bad guy. Released in the year 1911 as Winchester's answer to Browning's Auto-5, this shotgun had one glaring flaw: a design that forced users to manually cock the gun by gripping the barrel and pulling it back. Without a charging handle, users often braced the stock against the ground and pushed the barrel downward, sometimes with the gun unintentionally pointed right at them. This loading method earned it the grim nickname, Widowmaker, due to accidental discharges that led to the untimely demise of its owners. Aside from its dangerous loading method, the Model 1911 SL used weaker, fibrous buffer rings instead of Browning's metal ones, which wore down quickly, leading to intense recoil that could crack the stock. Given its unreliable build and brutal kick, it wasn't a practical choice even back in its day. Additionally, frequent malfunctions, especially with swollen paper shells common at the time, made this gun notorious for jamming. Many found it tough to maintain, adding to its list of issues. Today, the Model 1911 SL is a reminder of how design shortcuts, especially on firearms, can lead to unintended, often dangerous, consequences. Number 3. Saltwood Browning. The Browning, Saltwood, shotguns are a notorious chapter in Browning's history, reminding us that even the best gunmakers can hit a serious snag. These shotguns, produced between the mid-1960s and early 1970s, were made with salt-treated wood in a cost-cutting experiment aimed at speeding up the curing process. The goal was to meet the rising demand by reducing production time. Unfortunately, this backfired. The salt embedded in the wood would draw in moisture over time, leading to severe corrosion where the wood and metal met. For many owners, the result was rusted-out receivers and compromised firing mechanisms. Saltwood affects a range of Browning models from that era, including the popular superposed T-bolt rifles and A5 shotguns. Detecting saltwood is tricky, as the damage often starts slowly and worsens as the salt draws in moisture. Rust around screws or metal parts in contact with wood is a telltale sign, and repairs can be costly, often requiring complete stock replacement. While Browning initially offered replacements to original owners, today's collectors may be left footing the bill for restoration or just dealing with the persistent rust issues. The Saltwood Browning models, though crafted with classic Browning quality and elegance, are cautionary relics from a shortcut that didn't pay off. Collectors interested in these models for historical value are best advised to inspect for saltwood issues thoroughly or brace for potential ongoing repairs. Number 2. Remington CTI105. The Remington 105 CTI was marketed as a groundbreaking shotgun with its bottom-ejecting design and high-tech materials, like a titanium and carbon fiber receiver. Unfortunately, it became a notorious example of good ideas poorly executed. Though intended to make Remington a leader in the semi-auto shotgun space, the CTI quickly developed a reputation for jamming and reliability issues, especially with lighter loads. Testers and users consistently reported misfeeds and failures to eject, turning the shotgun into a single-shot weapon about 40% of the time, frustrating for anyone hoping for smooth, reliable shooting in the field. Adding to the issues, the CTI requires extensive maintenance to keep it operating even halfway reliably. The gas-operated system clogs up quickly, necessitating a deep cleaning every 250 rounds, which is far more frequent than other semi-autos on the market. Disassembly is complex, spanning over 70 steps, making the CTI far from user-friendly. The unreliable design combined with Remington's lackluster customer support only increased frustration, especially given its price of over $1,500. Even a redesign with the 105 CTI2 failed to resolve its key flaws. The CTI's innovative design had potential, but its practical shortcomings and constant upkeep requirements make it difficult to recommend. For a gun at this price, shooters expected something competitive with the Browning Maxis or Beretta Extrema models known for durability and reliability under various conditions. The CTI's problems ended up leaving it as more of a collector's cautionary tale than a competitive option in the semi-auto shotgun market. Number 1. Winchester 1400. The Winchester 1400 might seem like a bargain for those wanting a semi-automatic on a budget, but its reputation is rougher than its price tag suggests. Priced competitively for entry-level buyers, the 1400 lures in those looking for affordability, but what it delivers is a host of problems that turn the charm into regret, especially when using varied types of shells. Lightweight and cheaply constructed, the 1400 often feels unsteady in hand, and owners report it just doesn't have the durability to hold up over time, especially under regular use. Durability is a particular sore spot here, as Winchester cut corners on materials to keep the price down. The plastic magazine throat and flimsy internal components wear down quickly, leading to more frequent malfunctions the longer you own it. Even the recoil spring, a key part of its cycling action, weakens over time, and since the model has limited aftermarket support, finding reliable replacement parts can be a hassle. Customer support adds to the headache. Winchester's response to reported issues has been lukewarm at best, with many owners finding that help is hard to come by, especially for a model that's no longer in active production. Ultimately, the 1400 is a shotgun that stands out in reviews, but for all the wrong reasons. It's a rare combination of poor build quality, unreliability, and lackluster support, making it the shotgun that even bargain hunters might want to pass on. And that wraps up our list of the worst shotguns you should avoid at all costs, whether it's due to poor craftsmanship, reliability issues, or outright dangerous designs. What do you think? Did we miss any models that deserve a spot on this list? Or do you have personal experiences with these shotguns? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take. If you found this video helpful or just plain interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you'll never miss our next deep dive into the fascinating, and sometimes frustrating, world of firearms. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.